It's not often I'd actually stand up in front of a room and address people. I would usually shout from the floor. It's been 5 or 6 years since shouting from the floor. I think it's time. As Tony says, we need a serious conversation. And any time we want that serious conversation, Tony, give us a different consultation paper to respond on. The very reason that we are here tonight, the only reason that we are here tonight, is because the nurses have been moved out of Ulster, the day procedures are being closed, and the beds have been closed trust-wise. You're here tonight so they can tick the box in their consultation. But I do give you a bit of thanks for letting me to address it, people here tonight. First thing though, is to pass this off as a consultation is an insult to everybody here tonight. This isn't a consultation, this is a public service announcement. A consultation, you'd have a testing of evidence, or a balance of probabilities of what can happen. You've been told the money's gone, this is what's happening. This is not a consultation. So basically now, you're asking us, how do we feel that we're going to get £13 million worth of cuts? Well, I can tell you now, I'm not one bit happy. I'm not happy at all that I basically came out of retirement from all this to take you on. And I am even less happy that you're taking dedicated nursing staff, specialist nursing staff, and taking them out of the Ulster. And I am even more cross that you're going to make cuts that is knowingly and willingly endangering the lives of everybody in Ulster. It is a bit gratifying to see the political representatives here tonight, but they too must bear some responsibility for the cuts. Political instability is giving these guys the opportunity to do it, and they pounced on it like vultures. It's becoming clear that neither the trust or politicians are making the decisions here on our health. The very foundation and location for our health services are wrong, and we do need that serious conversation. And these consultations, the difference is just be it staff, location, money. I've been doing these consultations a very long time, folks. The excuses are different, but the issues are always the same. We don't have capacity. We don't have the capacity to do what we need. Open up that conversation, Tony, and I'll be there in the morning. I attended the first meeting in Ballymena. It took 40 minutes to walk through 4 questions. The answers descended into absolute folly, as Tony and has already done tonight, is to blame society. It's society's fault. It's your fault. It's not their fault. It's yours. But I lay the blame where it truly lays on his and his predecessor's shoulders, and the shoulder of every political party here tonight. You've fallen on your own sword again, but it's not you by the scars, it's the people here. In the last meeting, Tony, as well, you alluded to, you haven't said it yet tonight, I don't think, about building a new hospital in Ballymena. But I'm not going to let you rewrite history. The suggestion that the main site should be in Ballymena also came that our main site should be outside Cookstown. I have that on the report as well. And if you truly believe the hospital should be in Ballymena, why you let the 25 million go ahead and health centre over there? You'll do well to remember the trust service people in Ulster. And when you talk about not enough doctors at the coalface, remember that you're one, and you're sitting here. First question, I'm going to ask the questions and speak. You don't have to answer them tonight if you don't want them, but I do want to answer them. I also have several outstanding freedom of information which I'd like, given this is a short consultation period. Does actually know what you're doing, or are you making it up as you go along? The trust chairman was sacked because he asked for more resources against hard times. Now, for people in the audience who might know too well, more or less the entire trust board is here. I have never in my life seen this at a meeting, seen so many faces. The people in Ulster are very important, and they're ready for every question if you're going to hit them with. Although, what scheme are we using? Are we using the goal? Are we using DONT? Are we using transformative care? What do you have in mind when you think there's cuts? According to the trust board meeting, I downloaded your financial report. So you're looking at a shortfall there of 54 million. Now this is July. This isn't August, this is July. Once you take away some funding you're going to get from the Health and Social Care Board, some pharmacy procurement savings, once you take away the 6.3 million there and the 6.6 million there, there's still a remaining gap of £17 million. Yeah, to give you a few notes what I'm saying. So, are you going to consult us on the £17 million, or are we going to be insulted with it again? Well, the savings have identified 6 million of these are management ones. Management costs are totally subjective. Subjective to the part that they can make them. And I'm sure your financial guy will agree with that. If you don't make those 6 million subjective savings in the management costs, will they be passed on as service costs? They said you might want the wider conversation, but this conversation is about what this constitution is. To enable people to answer your questions, you need to be more clear on what's really on the table. The some of the questions in relation to the staff. Will the staff be redeployed to likewise roles in Antrim or Causeway so that they can maintain their skill sets? Have the staff been told that this is temporary and that they will be returned in 2018? Will the services they carry out be carried out in full in Antrim or Causeway? Will the Trust continue to carry out Western Health and Social Care Trust operations in Antrim and Causeway that were carried out in Ulster? What measures are the Trust taking to ensure that nurses stay within the Northern Health and Social Care Trust and not lost into other trusts or forced into local agencies and falling short again? What capital investment has been set aside or earmarked to reintroduce day procedures in Ulster? I hope everybody's listening carefully. In the year 2000, we were told we were going to develop better services. At the end of the day, this included removing acute services in Ulster. Sitting here tonight, nothing's better. In 2005, we were told that if we limit our A&E and acute services, the system will survive. It didn't. In 2006, we were told if we might remove our maternity, the staff would keep going after. No, they didn't. That's what's going to happen to these staff here. In 2008, we were told that if we moved more services into central sites and removed acute services from Ulster, you will cope better and you will have a better care model. Instead, waiting lists exploded, and the public sector became reliant on the private sector instead of the private sector being reliant on the public sector. In 2011, we were told to transform our care. All you done was terminate it. In 2016, after several evictions, we were being told, trust us again. We will centralise everything and we will make it better by the year 2026. Long time away, lads. I always feel like I'm at the Friday zone. The excuses now that you're using are some of the warnings I gave you guys 5 years ago. You close the services in Ulster, you close the services in Whitehawken, the wards will fill up, the A&Es will collapse. It's happening. Nobody wants to be right, but it's happening. My next question, what advice on corporate manslaughter is the Trust taken when making these cuts? Cuts that you have openly and willingly admitted can lead to patients' deaths. It's not the first time we've people dying in their A&Es. As part of the Spotlight programme, we brought it on the first time. And it'll be a very sad day if I have to work with them again to bring it up again. We only ever seem to talk about cuts, however, investments were needed. Of the 36 commissioning plan targets, you're failing at 24 of them. Now, you heard Tony say that they are an award-winning trust. This is the targets, and I'll leave this up here for anybody who wants to read it, which the trust has to attain. The 36 targets, critical targets. 22 of them they failed to meet. 22 of them. Award-winning. At the moment now, my little birdies are telling me that the independent hospital is extending the outpatient services. The independent sector is doing what we should be doing. Likewise, there's a parallel consultation going on. I'm going to make everybody aware of it tonight. But the location of the out-of-hours services is going to be taken from Moneymore. It's going to be put in the Ulster Hospital. It's not going to be put in your minor injury unit, maybe in health services there. No, that's too much logical there. It's going to be put in the outpatient department. So when the independent sector is extending this outpatient department, our guys are filling it up with the way. Gosh, you couldn't make this up there. Have the Trust considered using the medical staff and the others that has the minor injury unit that will take the pressure from under? While the independent hospital is extending its outpatient services, the Trust is going to place out-of-hours services in the Ulster Hospital and the outpatient department. Have you actually considered extending our outpatients in Ulster? My last question today, I said I'd Bertie Tony. Are you going to apologise to the people in Ulster for telling them they're living in the dark ages? Their hospital's still up there. Their staff are still up there. And you'll find out the hard way that Sean, Colin and all of them did before you, that we won't lay down when you're putting our lives at risk.